Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Chris Williams here for Shine Wellthy, and I'm so super excited to share with you another one of my soul sisters, Tara Nolan, Transformation Tara. Tara, thank you so much for being here with me. I'm so excited to share you with my audience. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, Chris. It is my honor to be here with you. I am such a fan of you and all the work that you do, and I love collaborating. I think that's
Yeah.
the ticket to the feminine divine, the divine feminine rising.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so glad to see so many people doing that. I'm actually getting ready to go to an event on Thursday all about the feminine economy. And really, we get to do business in this way, and it's so much more fun. And it allows you to, really, do what it is that you love to do, but also help others in the process. And so I love it. And I know that you're on board with that too.
Yeah, women helping women rise. I mean, it's something that
Yeah.
I really do in I call it my tribe. So it's
Mhm.
my team of, all the amazing women that are supporting our mission of guiding spiritual entrepreneurs and heart-centered coaches to tune into their purpose and create businesses that empower their dream life. So I know that's a mouthful, but also in our mastermind, my signature program is my Magical Manifestation Mastermind. And I really encourage that everyone just whether it's sharing audiences, just helping each other with ideas, like that
Yeah.
creativity, we're strong women, but we're the strongest women, I think, know that we're stronger with support
Yeah.
and that we are stronger together than we are alone.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. 100%. Well, you're a business coach too. So thank you for, kind of bringing in, what it is that you do. But if you wouldn't mind just kind of sharing, what is it that you do? Who do you work with? What do you specialize in? That way
Yeah.
we can they can hear. I
Well,
know what you do, but
I had, if I could back it up in one
yeah.
way, I had over 15 years in corporate America, and I was a top sales performer in the restaurant industry selling marketing and financing solutions. And I loved what I did until I didn't, until I really had what I guess they call burnout.
Yeah.
Uh, and I still didn't realize I was in burnout until I had a dear friend pass away in an accident and a sudden motorcycle accident. And in that moment, I really recognized life is short, or it can be short, and mortality is real. So I not only mourn the loss of my friend, I thought, if this is it, like if I could go tomorrow, then what the hell am I doing with my life today? Because I was struggling. I was struggling in my relationship. I was struggling in my career, even though I was at the top of my game financially. I was making the upper 2% of the United States. So I was doing really well, winning all kinds of awards, but looking successful on the outside, not feeling on the inside.
Yeah.
So I made a change and left everything, left the country, left the relationship, left the career, not knowing how I would ever replace that income. Took a lot of courage, but it just was a feeling. It's those times in your life that you just trust your feelings and you stop letting logic have to always run the show and you start listening to your heart. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made because I found a whole new expansion of in life waiting for me. And that was as I studied different cultures and became familiar with what brings happiness in different countries and different ways of living, as well as studying spirituality from an
Mhm.
Eastern standpoint. And I ended up in a yoga teacher training in Bali, Indonesia, where I really opened up to dreaming and creating my life. And in doing so, I now have found myself really clear in utilizing my gifts and my experiences to help other people do the same. So that is a long story to what I do. I utilize my decade and a half in corporate business with the sales strategy and structure, along with another decade and a half in yoga, spirituality, and the study of deep level happiness through ancient principles to come together and create this holistic approach to modern business.
Mm.
So women can tune into their dharma, their divine purpose, and monetize their passion, empower themselves to, feel more confident, feel more clear about like that their life matters. Like you're making a difference on other people. That's your purpose. I know you're like that 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. I love how you're weaving both the practical and the spiritual. Like that is so beautiful because so often, in our culture, it can be very masculine. It can be only the strategy, right? Only the principles, only the structure piece. And we can miss that spiritual component. And we're, amazing beings with one foot in each world, right? We're physical beings and we're spiritual beings. And if we're leaving that whole half of the spirituality out, then I would imagine that it just doesn't work to the full potential
Yeah.
that it could.
Yeah. I think you're just like kidding yourself if you think that they're not interconnected. Like
Yeah.
just like
Right.
body, mind,
Right. Body, mind, and spirit, right?
yeah, like if you think that's not connected, the same thing. Like if there's something going on in your personal life, it ends up impacting your business.
Yeah.
And if your business isn't working and you're feeling, negative or down, like that impacts your personal life. Like it's
Yep.
all together. And then bringing in spirituality to light you up from the inside out and really connect with something greater, be guided by amazing angels and magic around you, then you tap into your intuition, and that trumps all business
Yeah.
strategy anyway, because you
Yeah.
have a deep inner calling that only you can get. Like no one
Yeah.
else can give you advice. It's like anything in life we want to get clear on or make a decision on. And we were just talking about some
Mhm.
decisions I'm making in my life with choices on where to live. And it's like, I could do this too. Or I can share this with my clients. Like
Mhm.
ask all your best friends, ask your family, ask everyone else. What happens is your own voice gets drowned out and
Yep.
you no longer know what your soul is calling for.
Yeah.
And that's a small example to what happens on a large scale in life, that
Mhm.
we grow up and listen to what our parents and our society is telling us to do. Then we might go to college, we might get the job and do all the things that our family expectations, societal norms, and we drown out the desires of our heart and the voice that's calling from within. That's really the calling of the soul. That's what we're
Mm.
meant to do in this world. That's going to light us up from the inside out. And
Yeah.
you can only do that when you're tuning out from the outside and tuning inward. And that's where the spirituality, the meditation, we talked about like prayer time and
Mhm.
journaling and like
Mhm.
called Svadhyaya in yoga. It's a study of self and it's getting to know yourself on a deeper level. And I think that is so
Mm.
paramount to expand in your business, in your relationships, and really light up your life.
That's beautiful, Tara. Yeah, I was just about to ask. So, what are some of the tools, the practical tools that we can use to kind of tap into that spiritual piece so that we are living from our heart, we and our soul, right? That, I love that you said that intuition trumps strategy. I say energy trumps strategy. Same, we talk in the same language, but just in different ways. And I totally believe that to be true, 100%. But what are some things that you kind of have seen that work really well for you and for your clients to kind of know, like, I don't know if it's giving yourself more confidence that you can trust that inner part, or if it's just having some tools that you can be like,
Yeah.
oh, I get to
Yeah.
hear it. And this is true for me.
I think like anything in life that's worth having is worth working for. And work can be a beautiful thing. It doesn't have to be hard work. It can be
Yep.
like fun work, easy work, but you have to do the work. You have to
Yep.
be willing to go inward. And what I mean by that is not only the self-study, but the study of the text, the study with a
Mm.
coach, the study with a mentor, with a guru, with
Mhm.
reading the books. You have to learn something new or you can't grow and expand.
Mm.
So that like that also takes part in it. And I know you share so much with your clients, and I do too, in the ways of like we just did our last transformation track call in my mastermind last Thursday, and I did the topic on the 4 aims of life. The 4 aims of life come from 4,000 years ago in the Yoga Sutras, and they're really like they're in Sanskrit words, which I think is a beautiful language, but
Mhm.
Dharma, which means your purpose. It is Artha, which is your creativity, your passion. I'm sorry, Arta is your wealth and prosperity. And then there's comma, that's more like pleasure and your creativity and enjoying art, enjoying sensuality, sexuality, all of that. And
You're getting blown up on the other side. You're like, wait, we're gonna be quiet.
isn't that all off? And moksha, freedom. So liberation, and that's liberation from those thoughts that hold us back, as well as liberation from the judgments, opinions, not only of others, but ourselves. I really believe in creating a life of freedom. And when I talk about freedom, it is financial freedom, geographic freedom, and time freedom. That's what's important to me and what I try to help my clients with. So, but you've got to learn and expand and get clear on like what it is you want out of life. These 4 aims of life are very natural for all of us, and we deserve all of them. You deserve to create prosperity. You deserve to live in your purpose. I think it is an absolute key to deeper level happiness, to having, you talked about having more confidence.
Yeah.
When you know you're doing what you're meant to do in this world, that's when you're in your purpose. And that is like creating an environment in your mind, heart, and body where I believe that anxiety and depression cannot thrive. So everything out there, like there's medications and all of this to just ignore what's happening with our feelings. Instead, let's tune into our feelings and see what you want to change in your inner environment and your outer environment. Like, so really, I want to combat anxiety and depression for people by empowering people to follow their heart, create lives they want, live wherever they want, travel to their dream destinations, reach people with their purpose, utilize their gifts because you feel better about yourself. Happiness is in serving other people.
Yeah.
And then create the finances to
fund all of it. Yeah. To have the freedom to do that. Yeah. To have the choice to do
you
that.
want. Yeah, exactly. And be the example for the people that you love. You know, I'm a single mom and I really had to make some deep, strong, challenging decisions when my daughter was, you know, not even 1. And I found that everything in life was changing. I had my daughter already in my 40s. And I almost went back to corporate to get some financial stability. And it felt so hard and heavy in my heart to take away that time from her. And I got really clear that there had to be another way. And I was going to be the example that you can follow your heart, create a life you love, and make a damn good living doing it. And that's what I've done.
Yeah.
We continue.
Yes, for financial freedom for women. Absolutely. 100%. I love that. I love that we totally speak the same language here.
And when we do that, we are that example. Like now my daughter can know that she can do it. The other women, my mastermind, and you, and like everyone else know that we're seeing other people do it. So that's inspiration that it can be done.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love, the idea that, when we do it, and, I totally believe that we are the model for the next generation that's watching us. You've got a daughter, I've got 3 boys. It's so funny. My grandmother actually was a very big feminist, and she had daughters, and then her daughters had daughters, and then she's like, "What is this with the boys, Chris?" And I'm like, "I'm just supposed to be raising enlightened men, Grandma." But they got to watch, my process too. When we hit struggles, they're watching, and to be able to have our children and the next generation see what's possible is like, seeing the 4-minute mile, right? Nobody believed that the 4-minute mile was able to be run until it was run. And then everybody was breaking those records for 4-minute miles. And that's really what I feel, you do, and I do, and the people that we work with do, is to be able to step into what might look impossible, but actually see that there's so much more potential and they really absolutely can do this. And then they become the example for more women to be able to continue to step into that. Because, and when we do it together, it makes such a huge difference.
Oh, there's so much more power in being together, and even the power of intention when we come together and we make more magic happen. But I wanted to comment on what you said about being that example, and for everyone else. If you look at our children, at which we've both been mothers, they don't learn to walk because we tell them how to walk. They don't do what we tell them to do as much as we want them to. They do what we do. They follow in our footsteps. So like for anyone watching, like, how are you living your life? Not what do you want for your child, whatever you want for your child. Are you doing that? Are you giving yourself kindness? Are you empowering your own choices? Are you traveling? Are you living happy? Are you living with peace? Or are you living with stress and struggle? Your children will pick up that is a habitual way of being.
Yep.
Do you want them to or not? And it's so important. So what do you do about it? You do step forward with support for a coach. And we were just talking about how important mindset work is. And as much as we're both positive, empowered women, you cannot underestimate having a mindset coach in your life. Like having that person on the outside to say, that's BS. That's how you're that's like,
right. That's a limitation belief. I remember having a conversation with my mindset coach one time, who I'm still working with, because again, I was sharing with Tara, I can't read the label when I'm inside the bottle, right? When we're in our own stuff, we can't necessarily see the way out. And I was boxering with her, and I'm like, and she got back and she's like, okay, that's a bullshit thought. Like, you need to clean that up. And then I'm like, okay, what about this one? And she's like, that's even worse. And I'm like, damn it. So it's like so important to have somebody that can really help guide you to, see and have that perspective change that allows you to then take inspired action towards what it is that you want, versus spinning inside that rabbit hole of our own mind and have us going in the direction that we don't want.
Yeah, so that is called the chitta vritti, which is the mind chatter and the spinning of the mind and trying to figure it out. And what I would say to people is stop, because you can't actually figure it out anyway. You will take all of your energy and put it towards the wrong place. Instead, that's when you get in, like you said, in inspired action, get into purpose, get inspired action, and have the right coach to support you. I do the same thing. I use bullshit with my clients all the time. I call them out and I let them know, nope, that's not true. And they're like, what are you saying? And it's so amazing, because that's what takes them to liberation. Because it keeps thinking, we do too, but any of us will keep thinking the same thought again and again and again and not get anywhere else.
Well, it's that pre-programmed, right? Like we are programmed, and we're, our brain, goes down the path of least resistance, because our brain wants to conserve energy. So it's going to take the path of least resistance, whatever we've been putting on repeat. So if we've been putting a bullshit thought on repeat for years, we're going to automatically go there. And it's, making the intention. I love what, you're talking about energy and that inner intention to choose a different thought that feels better, because thoughts are made up anyways. So we get to choose, right? A thought that feels better to put us in the direction that we want to go, versus believing a thought that didn't even belong to us in the first place. We probably picked it up from.
It's just keeping us small. It's the I can't. I'm stuck. It's not going to work. I'll never make that much money. How would I ever get that dream? It's like crazy. Like all
I can't find clients. People aren't going to pay for this.
Yeah, I don't have the credibility. I hear that a lot, like, how do I get credibility for this? Where are these people? We had this mastermind yesterday. They said, where are these people that are supposed to be my clients? Where do you find them? Like one
secret client closet.
Yeah, right. People are everywhere that you can help, really tap into that heart space of service. That's when you act from generosity, and people are there for you to help. So, I asked people in my call yesterday, in my mastermind call, I said, can you help someone right now? I asked several of my clients on the call. Can you help someone right now? Well, yes, I can help someone right now. And you're credible to help someone. So,
absolutely.
And you have value.
Is that the biggest obstacle that you see? Like, I'm curious, what do you see as the biggest obstacle that, your clients bump up against, or the people that you come in contact with bump up against?
It's often knowing their value. So they don't want to charge the higher ticket prices. And I really suggest that we do, because we charge according to the results that we provide for people rather than the time that you're putting in.
Yep.
You want to make a difference in people's lives, to be all about the results. It's also the selling piece of it, that selling doesn't feel right for a lot of spiritual
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, the yoga teachers, the massage therapists, the energy workers that I work with a lot.
Yep.
Um, so it's getting clear that selling is serving, and
Mm,
that if you don't sell to someone, you can't help them.
right.
So I come from this long line of salesmen and decades of sales experience in corporate and in my own businesses. I'm a third-time entrepreneur now with different businesses I've had. So in this business, I have just more than ever learned to embrace the sale, because I get to connect deeply with someone
Mm,
else's heart,
mhm,
their wants and needs and their struggles. And
mhm.
this is a way for them to break free from that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like step forward into the life that's waiting for you, into what you've been living a different life for so long, and it impacts everything, relationship, happiness, like
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
just,
quality of life for yourself, for your family, even for the people, and the ripple effects that happens with those people too.
and this life is absolutely meant to be experienced as beautiful, as a gift.
Oh, I love
And
that.
it's so true. I don't want
Mhm,
to hear anyone say life is hard.
mhm.
Face that immediately. The minute you think life is hard, like, you're going the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah, because you're starting to look for all of the reasons why it's hard.
Yeah,
You end up
no.
creating evidence for life is hard.
I had
Mhm,
I had a rough week last week because I lost my sweet puppy, and it was really hard. And
mhm,
but it still doesn't mean life is hard. It
mhm.
means that there is beauty in the pain. There was beauty in the heartbreak. It, as much as I would never have wanted to lose her, she was part of our family. Slept with me at night, woke up with me and meditated in the morning.
Aw,
With me would be with me right now. There's a whole void in my heart and my home without my sweet French bulldog. But in that process of having heartbreak, my heart, when your heart breaks, it actually like breaks, it opens up, it breaks wide open. And I got to a place, a beautiful place of surrender. And some people don't see
mhm,
that as positive. That's so positive when you're just like, I'm surrendering, I'm giving in to where spirit is leading me and guiding me to.
mm,
And then we were also talking earlier, it led me to a few decisions I've been trying to make in my life that just led me to, let's make things easy. Let's be
mhm,
in flow.
mhm.
It doesn't have to be hard and figuring it out. So no matter what's happening in your life at this moment that feels hard, there is something beautiful that it's leading you towards, even if you can't
Mhm.
understand it right now, even if you don't want to look at it because you're saying, but no, this is terrible, but no, this is hard. That's still a choice to stay and struggle.
Yeah,
It leads you towards some new freedom. And it's okay to embrace that, even with the hard.
yeah. I love that advice. What's the and just kind of pop back to business for just a little
Yeah,
bit since you're also a strategist and a business strategist. What is the best piece of business advice you feel like you've learned or you've heard?
it actually probably goes back to mindset. But
Yeah.
the best piece of business advice I would say I'm coming up with in this moment, and that would be you can't fail if you try.
Mm,
If you stay committed, you become unstoppable. So think about it. If you're unstoppable because you're so committed, you're so dedicated, there is zero chance for failure
hmm.
because you don't stop till you keep going. And that
Yeah.
is success.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So people say, what if I fail? I'm scared of failure. You can't fail. The only failure to me is never trying.
Mhm.
If you try something and it doesn't work out, that's still a beautiful lesson because you know to just pivot and go a different
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah. It's just information.
It's
Totally.
information. You learn that that way doesn't work. Doesn't mean you failed at it. It means that was an awesome learning experience, but you're
Yeah.
still in this place of being committed to why this matters to you, why you want to do this, what you want to change in your life, who you want to help. We have to always connect to our purpose and our mission. And in doing so, I think you set yourself up to be in a lifelong pursuit of success. It's not like
Yeah.
we go, this is success, I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fall in love with the journey.
Yeah.
Fall in love with the journey of building your business.
Yeah, I was
Not a
just going to say
destination.
that's image just popped in my head too. So often we think we're going for success, like there's an end point,
Yeah.
and there never is an end point. Because the finish line always changes. So if we're looking at, oh, I will be happy when I hit this end point, or I will feel successful when I hit this end point, you're never going to feel successful. You're never going to feel happy because that end point, shifts. It moves all over the place. So I love how. Yeah, enjoy the journey, enjoy, being the entrepreneur, allow yourself to pivot, allow yourself to take risks, allow yourself to make what you think might be a mistake, because it actually opens up into doors and information and a direction that's actually taking you where you want to go.
And don't stress out about the debt and the cash flow and the taking loans and the getting investors. It's part of the game. I would be hard pressed. I think you'd be hard pressed to find some amazing high level business owner out there. I mean, anyone that hasn't had investors and loans in their business. The greatest entrepreneurs of all time, you can read stories about how they went on and on and on, got turned down a million times.
Right. Yeah.
Steve Jobs and Apple Computer, Sarah Blakely and Spanx, like go on and on. Walt Disney. I mean, just whoever you want to look towards that continually had investors. Grant Cardone now talks about, he's like, has hundreds of millions in debt. He's like, it makes me $1 million a month. So you have to invest in your dreams and in yourself.
Yeah.
And it is that. It's not a cost. It's not a frivolous spend. And I know you and I both do this and believe in this heavily.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is
Totally.
an investment, which means you get the greatest return of a lifetime, because you're investing in your personal growth and your mission and your purpose for being here on this planet.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know any successful woman entrepreneur that has not invested in themselves and in their business. Like it's, I have a business coach and a mindset coach. I invest in both because both are so critical and both are so important. I invested in a business coach, and it was when I invested in my business coach years ago that allowed me to learn what it is that I needed to learn, because I didn't know what I didn't know because I was first starting out. Right. And so, one of the big, bullshit buttons that I like to press on is that, oh, you just need to figure it out on your own. Right. And no, that's the slow lane. That's the long way around. And, that's actually the quickest way to failure, because you don't move quick enough or create momentum enough. And so you feel like you can't do it. And that's just not the case. It's just, you don't have we all need mentors. Even CEOs, even Steve Jobs had mentors and had marketing people and had operation and had people there guiding him along the way. Like, we are not meant to do this alone. We're just not, period. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, trying to do your own is like, I just picture being like stuck in the muck, like you're like in the muck and you're like trying so hard in the drudgery to move forward. Versus someone there like coming and like showing you a new path. It's like, here it is. It's like dry and flat over here. Like, this is the way to do it. And there might be some uphill. That doesn't mean there isn't. But you've got support along the way when you're walking, when you're hiking upwards.
I love that. Tell us about your mastermind, since we're talking about support. Tell us about your.
Thanks for asking. I love my mastermind. I created a mastermind that I couldn't find out there. So we were talking about what's all in, like, you have 2 different coaches. I was like, okay, do I need a business coach, a mindset coach, a love coach, a fitness coach, a health coach? Like, what do I need? So I really tried to bring it together in a really comprehensive program. So I have a holistic approach, I said, to modern business, which really is the empowerment of your dream life. So that's what the business is there for, to utilize your purpose and empower your dream life, and to let go of the pain, unnecessary pain, that's pulling you down from the past and currently. So we have a transformation track that is all mindset and healing. Sometimes it's ancient principles, spirituality, but we really try to have no business on that call. So we just get together. It can be relationships, it can be health, anything. And then I have the business track. So the business track and the transformation track. And we also have a whole online library of resources for people, and one-on-one mindset mentorship. So they have their mindset mentor, They have their library of resources. They have their business track calls with me. We have guest speakers come in, whether it's copywriting, branding, marketing, funnels, all that, usually from my team, and then the transformation track. And then I do in-person retreats. I have one coming up here in the North Woods of Wisconsin this summer on the lakes. I have one coming up in Bali next spring, and one in Mexico this winter. So I go to both domestic and international locations for in-person retreats. We can get together and travel and experience, and also online quarterly workshops, from heart-centered sales to art of transformation coaching. Did you know that I actually have a coaching certification and transformation mastery program as well? I bet you didn't.
I don't know if I did.
Yeah.
I have the same, actually. I have a master's in transformational coaching too. That's fascinating. I don't think
Oh
we
my
were
gosh,
talking
we
about that.
always learn how much more we have in common, as we're
Yeah.
so interested in purpose and coaching and utilizing that in business. So
Yeah.
that's fun. Yeah.
So cool. All right. Tell us where we can find you, Tara. If people want to learn more, if they just want to connect with you, if they want to join you for a retreat or get more information, how can they find you?
An overall picture of me and my business is at transformationtara.com, and that's a Tara like Tara, transformationtara.com. Otherwise, if you want to see our next free upcoming event, I often do masterclasses and challenges, and I have free live events where we can be connecting with each other live, and you go to jointara.live. So join, Join, Tara, Tara.live.
Awesome. Tara, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you.
It's my honor. Thank you so much for sharing. Amazing
Yeah.
with you, and grateful to be your guest.
Awesome. All right, everybody, stay tuned. We will have another amazing woman or visionary leader here popping up next week. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out, and we will see you soon. Be well.